For breakfast, it's Monday, and I'm going to be making some simple scrambled eggs, bacon, and toast. So tonight we are doing beer can chicken, and I used some very nice wood chips to help enhance the flavor, and it is smoking. It smells amazing, and I'll show you guys the chicken as it cooks. I'm trying to get where you guys can see it. It's just cooking away. So here's how I'm serving up the beer can, or better yet, beer butt chicken. I grilled out some corn, and I have the perfect summer salad with watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, blueberries, and grapes. It's perfect. We don't need a big meal. It's warm out. It's a beautiful night. And we even stuck the chicken that after we cut it up back on the grill to keep warm until we want more. So that's just a tip. You know, we won't leave it on very long though. And these sides are perfect for summer. They're light, and the chicken is filling, and it smelled so good from being smoked. But I could also smell the yeast from the beer. Totally tenderized it. It's so delicious and flavorful. You guys are going to love it. Let me know if you make it and what you think about it. You can serve it up with potatoes or whatever you want to serve it up with. I'm just going with stuff easy because it's a weeknight. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. You can find the recipe on my blog at kjaggers.com, but it's super easy, you guys. Just buy a whole chicken, stick a can of beer up its butt, and cook it on the grill. You're going to love the flavor, the taste, and how tender the chicken comes out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys really, really soon. Bye-bye. So tonight we are having pesto grilled shrimp. I am making the grilled shrimp right on the indoor grill, even though it's right on the outside grill too. I just don't feel like doing that tonight. And it's real simple. You need about a cup of fresh basil leaves. These are straight out of my herb garden. You're going to need some Parmesan cheese, some olive oil, some pine nuts, some lemon. You're going to need about 2 cloves of garlic, and this is a really big clove, and about a pound of shrimp that's clean and deveined. I bought it that way straight out of the like the fish counter. So let's make the pesto. So in the food processor here, I have about a cup of packed basil, probably about 5 good tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. I have the garlic clove, the pine nuts. I also have some fresh lemon juice, just the 1/2. And I have some salt and pepper. Now we're going to give it a whirl and get that little bit of cheese in. And then we'll drizzle some olive oil in slowly. That's what it looks like after you give it a whirl around. And now we're going to turn it back on and drizzle some olive oil down in it. About 4 tablespoons. Okay, so there we go. The pesto is made. So all I'm going to do now is transfer some into this hefty Ziploc bag, add my shrimp, and let it marinate for a good 20-30 minutes or as long as you can. So the shrimp is nicely coated, and I'm just going to let it marinate in the refrigerator. Now, a couple notes. You can definitely go ahead and buy pesto in case you can't, get your hands on fresh basil, or maybe don't have a food processor. You can just buy it like in the pasta aisle. And you can totally freeze this just as it is and use it one night down the week, or you could put it in your refrigerator and have it ready for whenever you want it. I'm just going to put it right up here, and we will get it in a bit. Okay, so the shrimp are marinated for a while. I sliced up some zucchini and some onion, just kind of, you know, a large dice, nothing fancy. And I also got out some angel hair pasta because I'm going to serve the shrimp over it. Being that we're not having any kind of meat or anything, I thought it might, you know, be appropriate to have a little bit of carbs with our dinner tonight. So in this skillet, I have some olive oil and butter. In this pot is just water. In this skillet, I have some butter and olive oil heating up. I also have some water coming to a boil for the angel hair pasta. I just rinsed my indoor grill. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can certainly make it on the outside grill. You could also just make them in a skillet. I'm going to cook the zucchini first and get the pasta going because the shrimp will only take probably about 6 minutes total, about 3 minutes on each side. I added some olive oil, some garlic powder, and salt and pepper, and we will just let that cook and bring that water to a boil. Once I drop in the angel hair pasta, I will start heating up my indoor grill. Water's boiling, pasta's going in. I'm only cooking, I'm only dropping 4 in the water because I don't need leftovers tonight. This is not a meal we're going to want leftovers of. And I started heating up my grill on 7. I don't want it too hot. Maybe I'll put it up to 8. But I'm just letting it heat up, and in just a minute we'll put the shrimp on. Can you see the shrimp in there? See them? Okay, my grill is heating up. I am just going to spray it with some non-stick spray. You can find indoor grills at Walmart, any cooking store. I'm sure Target has them. And I'm just going to pull them out shrimp by shrimp and lay it on the grill. All the shrimp are on, and they are grilling right here in the house. If you use an indoor grill, make sure it's well vented. So the shrimp are done. You can see some of the pesto on the grill. Now I've drained my pasta. I added some olive oil right here in the colander. I'm going to put the shrimp right in and toss it. I mixed it all up, and now I'm going to plate it up. So there's dinner, the pesto shrimp with some angel hair pasta. I went ahead and squirted a little bit of lemon over the shrimp, added some fresh parsley, and there is the zucchini. So this is dinner tonight. There are no leftovers. So tonight I have some garlic chicken baking away in the oven. I've got some carrots with a little butter and a little bit of brown sugar to kind of carry over the flavor, and some potatoes that I'm going to mash, and our dinner will be done pretty soon. So dinner is done, and I'm busy plating it up. Dinner is served. Don't that look delicious? So being it's raining and it's kind of gloomy, it's the perfect day for a hot cup of tea. It's actually kind of cool outside, and we're supposed to get down to 65 degrees tonight. So I am having some Darjeeling leaf tea. This is the Whitford brand, and it's a black tea, and I already got it in the perfect tea maker. My water is heating up, and it's ready. I'm going to let it brew. I'll set my timer, and we will just pick 3 for black tea, I think. There we go. And then start. And when that is done, then I will have a nice cup of tea in my cute owl mug. All right, it's done. And then we just set it right on top of the cup. It pours in, and all the tea leaves stay in the bottom. So I'm just going to sweeten it up with a little bit of the perfect tea rock sugar, and I love it. It's really good for teas. I'm just going to kind of drop some in with my hands, stir it up, and I will have a delicious cup of tea on a very rainy day. Arrived. There's some wings, yum, and some cheesy bread. That is going to be absolutely delicious. I'm so happy we got this tonight. So with the cooler weather, I'm making chili tonight. It might sound like an odd thing to do, but number one, it sounds amazing. Number two, it's been damp and chilly for quite a few days now, and it sounds really good. So I'm making that right now. Oh, and I got some new labels I'm going to be putting on all of these, and I still got to get all these off. I never can get them off easy. I just have to use some olive oil and get that off. So I usually start the chili with the hamburger in a skillet and fry it up. In the pot that I'm cooking, I put the onions and garlic and pretty much the rest of the chili, and then incorporate everything together. I like the chili pretty chunky, so I won't break this up a whole lot, but it's going to start browning. So that's more than enough onion for our pot of chili. And look, I still got more. And now I'm going to get the garlic kind of minced up, and those two things are going to go in the skillet first. Onions in first, and then take your garlic and kind of just put it on top. And don't stir it around for a couple minutes. Keep it down on kind of medium heat. You make like a bed for the garlic because it will burn a lot quicker. So you want to go ahead and get the onions started, and the garlic is just kind of laying on top. And I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper. And I put just like a tablespoon of canola oil in first. So while I'm waiting a couple minutes for the onions to soften on one side, I usually go ahead and open my cans, and I run my knife through a few of the roasted red bell peppers, and we're about where we can start these. And now the garlic is going to brown up a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of chili beans or any kind of bean, but I'll show you how I deal with that. So I dump about half the can in, just like that. And the next thing I add, I take my handy dandy potato masher and mash them up. Be careful not to tear up your pan, especially if it's in a non-stick one. But I mash them, and you get that chili taste, and you don't have to deal with the bean. And then the rest of them I leave whole because Scott does like them. There's not that many. Then I add the tomatoes and the roasted red bell peppers, and I'm going to give it a good stir. And soon we will add the hamburger and the spices. I also just added a pinch of sugar, which I usually do with all recipes, and canned tomatoes. Kind of takes the acidity, out. Okay, so the ground chuck is done. I'm using my spider to drain it and put it right in the pot. I'm using ground chuck, like I said, but if you're feeding a family of 8 or 10 or even 2, and you are really limited on your income, you could definitely use whatever kind of meat you want. You could use straight hamburger, which definitely drain it if you do. But ground turkey, ground hamburger, whatever. I prefer ground chuck most of the time, though. So it's really thick. I'm adding some water. And then I'm going to add a squirt of ketchup or tomato paste. Ketchup works fine too, and chili. Alright, I'm mixing that all together. And then we're going to add some spices. Put it back on the hot burner for a few minutes. Let all of it, kind of mingle together and get really flavorful. Now to the spices. Handful of red pepper flakes. Chili powder. A little bit of smoked paprika. Now I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to taste it and add salt and pepper, depending on how much I need. And then put it on the stove, and it's almost done. It's going to be delicious. So I'm going to bring it to a boil, add some elbow macaroni, let that kind of get soft, and we are ready to eat. Okay, in goes some of the oven macaroni. Once that is nice and soft, we'll be done. Dinner is almost done, and it's going to be delicious. It's done. Check that out. Doesn't that look delicious? It's more like a fall-like dinner, but we are enjoying it on the summer evening. But it feels like fall. So tonight, I am really tired. I cleaned a lot today, and I am making breakfast. So I have these little sausage links cooking away, and I'm going to make me some French toast, got some scrambled eggs, and just regular toast, and that is dinner tonight. And I really couldn't be happier because I'm pretty sleepy, and we will probably have a glass of milk with it. I just got everything out, from the eggs to the bread for the French toast, vanilla and cinnamon, and some milk, and I even got the plates out. So I took Scott's eggs off the heat and just mixing them up. I added some cheese because that's what he wanted, and his eggs are about done. All right, that's dinner tonight. I got myself a glass of milk. I got to make sure Scott wants one, and this is what we're having. It's perfect for a night that I'm really hungry. We're at Jake's Wayback Burgers, and I got this one with fries. He got the same one with chips. Steaks and some steamed broccoli. We were running around all day, and we needed something kind of fast and easy. So I just grilled out some steaks and steamed some broccoli, and that's dinner. We are having a quick Zulu lunch. Scott is loading his pizza up. I mean, I'm telling you. And I'm having a hot dog and fries. So for tonight's dinner, we're having steak quesadillas. Now, I have these thin beef sirloin tip steaks that I'm going to slice. And I have a small onion. I'm going to get the rest of the stuff out in just a couple minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and get started softening the onion. I'm going to slice the sirloin steak in pieces, or little chunks, if you will, and get them cooking up in the skillet. Once that's done, I can put together the quesadillas in just a matter of minutes. And the rest of the sirloin steak will go into a Ziploc, and I will make pepper steak out of it for Scott and myself, and I will eat that in a couple of days. So I just put the onions in with just a little bit of olive oil, not much, maybe a teaspoon. I'm softening them up. You remember, you want everything pretty small for quesadillas. And I also got the meat sliced up. This is plenty for 2 or 3 quesadillas. And I got the rest in a baggie that we will use later this week. Once the onions were softened up, I went ahead and added the sirloin steak, and some salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and I'm just cooking it, and then I will remove it from the pan, and we will make our quesadillas, and we will fix the quesadillas right here in the skillet. So I rinsed out my skillet, turned it up on medium heat. I'm spraying it with some non-stick spray, and we're going to go ahead and get our quesadillas ready. While that skillet heats up, I'm going to make the quesadillas. Now, it's just Scott and myself, so 3 should be plenty. And you're just going to need a top and a bottom. It's a quesadilla, after all. And I've got the steak and the onions right here, and 2 different kinds of cheese. So I'm just going to make them real quick. 1 layer of the steak and the onions, and now we're going to add some cheese to each one, and put the top on and get it in the skillet. There we go. Now with the yellow cheese. This is the Fiesta blend. Perfect for this dinner. I'm just going to add a little bit more. My family loves cheese. It's part of the reason these are so filling, is because of the cheese. You don't want too much stuff on the edge, because it will have a tendency just to kind of fall out. I'm going to add the rest of the cheese. I think that already looks amazing. So top them. And go ahead and kind of press it down, move it out of the way. Get any of that yummy cheese on the quesadillas, and in the skillet they go. I just use my hand to kind of press down. Do one at a time, And you can pull it up on the edge and kind of see, but it'll take a minute or so to get good color on the other side and to start melting that cheese. And we'll flip it and do the same. So I just flipped this one. It's perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get it out with my spatula. Put it right on over here. And get the next one and put it in. 2 yummy quesadillas done. And I got the last one on the stove. I like to use just a pizza cutter to cut them. It makes it so much easier. Sour cream and some fresh avocado. That is perfect for a late night easy dinner. So for dinner tonight, I am making chicken on the grill. It's a delicious barbecue chicken recipe, and the recipe is already live on my other channel. I have some skewers soaking because that's how I'm making it, and I'll show you what it looks like on the grill. But if you want to see all the ingredients and how to make it, just click on the link and it will pop up. So the chicken is skewered up. The messy part is over. I got clean. Took me a minute to get all that paprika and chicken off me, but everything is skewered up. Now we're going to get the grill going. You don't want the grill really, really hot. So if you're using a gas grill, turn the heat down. And if you're like me and like a charcoal grill, don't add as much charcoal and let it kind of burn out a little bit before you put the chicken on. So as you can see, I really let those coals burn down because I didn't want it very hot. Now we're just going to simply add our chicken. Remember, if you're not using metal skewers, you need to soak them or they will catch on fire. Look at those. They look delicious already. I'll kind of scoot these down just a little bit. All right. We will shut the grill and give these about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back, flip them over, and spread on some barbecue sauce. So I have the chicken on the grill. Again, the recipe in full is on my channel, and it's going to be so delicious. I can't wait to eat. The chicken looks amazing. It's done, and I'm going to get it off the grill. So the cauliflower is straight out of the oven. It looks amazing. All you do is break it off with a spoon and put it on the plate. It's really good. Thank you, Mom, for sharing this a while ago. We've enjoyed it, and I will show you what the plates look like as soon as I get the food on it. So I took some of the chicken off the skewer just to show you. It's amazing. It tastes so good. It's got a smoky, sweet, bacony taste. The cauliflower is healthy and delicious. This is a meal that is a little bit messy, but super delicious. So for dinner tonight, I bought these Old El Paso stand and stuff, the hard and the soft. So it comes with, what, 4 hard, and 4 soft. And you know, I think the concept of these is nice, but usually you'd use more than that with a tortilla for a taco. At least I would think. I guess that would be good if you are like watching your carbs or something. But this wouldn't be enough for my family. It just wouldn't be. Scott's going to pick up more taco shells on his way home, and I have had a really been battling like a stomach bug, so I'm not going to be eating these tonight. But I'm fixing them for the guys, and they're going to get a few extra taco shells on their way home. Or on his way home, that is. So tonight I am making dinner. I'm really tired. I need to get something made, and I'm going to make pepper steak. I'm not sharing this in like a video in full. You'll just kind of have to write down the ingredients, but I'll tell you what they are. It's really fast, and we'll kind of do it in stages, but I have most of the stuff out. So I'm using leftover sirloin steak. We had steak quesadillas, and I bought a big package of thin sirloins. I used half of it, and the other half I'm using in the pepper steak. You're going to need about 1/4 of a cup of soy. You're also going to need about 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, some pepper. You're going to need a tablespoon of cornstarch, about 1/3 of a cup of water. Got some ginger out. I've got yellow, red, and orange bell peppers. I got some green onions out. that will also be part of the recipe. I'm serving it over this basmati rice. This is quick, Uncle Ben's. I was going to serve it over quinoa, but I just decided to go with the basmati, I can't even say it, the basmati rice, and I gotta get dinner going. So we need to marinate the steak for at least 15 minutes. I'm gonna slice it up into thin slices like you'd eat in pepper steak, and then I'll come back and show you the marinade. So I quickly sliced up the sirloins. So it's in the baggie. We'll add about 1/3 cup of water, and then we'll add 1/4 of a cup of soy. I love these little measuring cups. You need to add a couple tablespoons of the rice wine vinegar, a tablespoon of cornstarch, and just grind up a little bit of pepper. You're not using salt because the soy sauce is salty. So I'm mixing it up really well. I'm going to leave this out on the counter to marinate for 15 or 20 minutes because we're going to be eating it, and I don't want to put cold meat in a hot skillet. It seizes up real bad if you do. So I'm going to leave it out because we're going to eat this now relatively quick. If you were just getting this ready like in the morning for dinner at night, definitely put it in the refrigerator and bring it out a few minutes before cooking. So I'm going to go toss the laundry around, do a couple little chores, and then come back, slice up the peppers and some of the scallions, and then make our pepper steak with our basmati rice. Yum. Okay, so I cut the peppers in half. I'm going to put these in a baggie and reserve them for like salads or something else. It's just Scott and myself, so this is plenty. Now, it's hard to do without my tripod set up, but you see how, you know, the pepper is shiny on one side and it's still on the other side. If you try to cut through the pepper on the shiny side, it's really hard. If you flip the pepper over and cut from the inside and make your strips, it is so much easier. So if you're cutting peppers, cut them from the inside out, not the outside in. It's a lot easier. Yellow peppers, orange peppers, red peppers, and I also sliced up 4 scallions. I cut them on a diagonal angle, and it's time to get cooking. So I'm starting the rice first, and again, I'm just using the Uncle Ben's basmati. It's quick and easy. So let's go over things. We have the steak that is in the baggie, and it has the marinade, which is 1/4 of a cup of soy, 1/3 cup of water, a couple tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, a tablespoon of cornstarch, and some pepper. We have our peppers here. We have red, orange, yellow. I minced up some garlic and some fresh ginger. I keep my ginger in the freezer, and I just bring out, you know, a piece when I need it, and I just like finely dice these up. I cut up my scallions, and I cut them on an angle. I've got out some sesame seeds. I also got out a little extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to go ahead and start cooking the peppers. So going in the skillet first is the peppers. We're going to add the whites of the scallions, of the green onions, and we're going to add our garlic, and we're going to add our ginger, and those are going to go straight into the skillet first with about a tablespoon of olive oil. First, then add the white onions on top and your garlic and ginger. Going to want to cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes. Get the vegetable sauce. It's going to start smelling amazing with the garlic and ginger. Turn it down to about medium heat after you get everything in, so you don't burn the garlic or the ginger. So once your peppers look like this, they got some color on them, they just look delicious, go ahead and transfer them to a plate. Add another drizzle of olive oil. And we're going to start cooking the meat. You don't want to just dump it in, but you want to reserve the marinade. So just pull it out with tongs or whatever and start getting it in the skillet. Get the meat cooked up. Takes about 3 minutes. So now that the steak is done and delicious looking, we're going to add it to the same plate we have the peppers already on. Then we're going to turn the heat down on the stove to about medium. We're going to add the marinade that is left over. Give it a couple minutes to heat through and to thicken up. See how thick it's gotten? So now we're going to add our steak along with all the sweet peppers and the green parts of the scallions. Mix it up really well. Look how beautiful it already looks once we added those scallions. This is going to be so good. Get your rice ready and dinner will be done soon. Give it about 2 minutes. Let the green parts of the scallions kind of warm up and soften up a little bit. Look how beautiful it looks. Get your rice ready and then add this right to the top. I'll show you how I'm serving it family style. I added my fluffy rice to a bowl. I'm just taking the pepper steak and putting it right on top. Oh, here it is. You can see how I'm serving it family style. I like to add just a few sesame seeds just to make it look pretty. This is delicious, and it's going to be perfect for our late night dinner, our rainy night, late night dinner, that is. And, you know, if you have a larger family, you could certainly serve it family style like this. Let everyone help themselves. And there's tons of rice underneath. You got the beautiful pepper steak. This is a perfect summer dish. Really any night of the week because I'm using fast cooking rice and you know, marinated the steak for a little while and it didn't take no time to make. It's the perfect dinner. Let me know if you guys try this. So we're at Applebee's. I got some chicken and some mashed potatoes and some broccoli, and Scott got the sampler. Jackson got a burger and fries. Is it yummy? Hi everybody, I am in the kitchen. I'm busy getting dinner ready. I got some hot dogs and hamburgers ready. I'm going to make some mac and cheese, cut up some watermelon. We are just cooking. So the cheeseburgers and hot dogs are done. So is the mac and cheese. I cut up the watermelon. This is simply serve yourself tonight. The little ones can come in here and help themselves and get themselves some dinner without much effort from me. I am done except for cleaning up. Yay.